There's a new poll out this morning. It has Eric Adams in the lead for the Democratic mayoral nomination. He's closely followed by Scott Stringer and Andrew Yang, who are tied. But with ranked choice voting, it could still be a wide open contest. And Sean Donovan says he's got the experience to get the job done. He served as housing commissioner under former Mayor Michael Bloomberg, and he was also the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development under former President Obama.
So Donovan blames Mayor de Blasio for New York City's devastation by the coronavirus, saying that his management style costs lives. He also believes that he can rebuild the city from the damage brought on by the pandemic. And we're joined this morning by Sean Donovan. Sean, good to have you with us.
It's so great to be back on, Rosanna and Lori. Thank you for having me.
Okay, I have to get something just out of the way because, we give you the accolades of serving as housing commissioner under Michael Bloomberg and housing of urban development under President Obama. And of course, we know that latest poll by the New York Times where 8 candidates were asked what the median price was of a house in Brooklyn, and you said $100,000. So everyone's wondering, how could he mess that up?
Well, the truth is, I just misheard the question. I thought they were asking something else, and I made a mistake. But here's the thing. I understand why it got attention, because we're looking at the worst housing crisis we've seen in our lifetimes in this city. I mean, I went into housing because I saw homelessness exploding on our streets as a kid, and it made me angry to see that in the wealthiest city on earth. We now have more homeless people on our streets than any time since the Depression. And in fact, if you look at it, we've got the worst eviction crisis potentially on our hands as well if we don't keep people in their homes. So I get it. I understand why everybody's focused. And in fact, the poll you just talked about, the #1 issue that came up was housing and homelessness. And my lifetime of experience focused on these issues. We've made enormous progress on homelessness when I was housing commissioner, cut the number of people on our streets and in shelters by 30%. And when I was housing secretary for President Obama, we ended veteran homelessness in 80 cities and states and dramatically reduced street and family homelessness. So on this issue of housing that New Yorkers are so focused on, there's no one who has the experience that I do and the lifelong commitment to it as well.
So you bring up the homelessness on the streets, but the homelessness down below as well in the subway system, the mental illness that's there, and also the crime that's there. You said that you ride the subway. A, would you say, yes, it is a problem, and do you feel safe?
Well, look, I ride the subway all the time, and in fact, somebody walked up to me the other day on the subway, Willie Boyd, to say his own father had been homeless, a veteran who served our forces and had been able to get his life back on track because of the supportive housing solutions that we'd provided. So I'm meeting New Yorkers every day on the subways, and I've committed that as mayor, I would ride the subways every day. It is different, though, to your question. This is something that New Yorkers are really concerned about, and I'm deeply concerned. We've had a mayor who hasn't been able to work effectively with the governor, with the MTA. When they've asked for more police, he said, oh, this isn't the problem you think it is. You just have to make it go away, instead of really partnering with the MTA to make this work. And what I would say, part of this is focusing the police where they need to be, taking them away from doing tasks that aren't related to guns and violent crime, and really focusing them in the subways, on the streets, on guns and violent crime. But I would also say we have a mental health epidemic as well as a COVID epidemic in this city. And this is why we need more outreach workers, and we need to be focused on ensuring that those who are struggling with mental health coming out of Rikers or the mental health wings of our public hospitals don't end up falling through the cracks and onto our streets. We need to direct them
Sean,
immediately to supportive housing, which is the solution to homelessness.
So, Sean, on that particular point on getting people the mental health help that they need, I know that you've been very critical of the mayor. In fact, you're critical in your ads of the mayor. Somehow the city lost $1 billion, or there's no accounting for the money spent for Thrive, which the mayor's wife initiated, and no accounting. What would you do with Thrive? Because I think the mayor has now kind of incorporated it in his city hall administration so that it's very difficult to get rid of whatever he's done right now.
Well, I would say two things about that. One is that we know that there are remarkable groups and organizations around this city that we need to partner more closely with to really solve this problem. Whether it's our teachers in schools who can be focused on our young people who are struggling with mental health challenges, especially after this just brutal year that we've been through, lost 30,000 of our neighbors. And we need to partner with our nonprofits, our community organizations that are working with these families every day to see the early warning signs of mental health. And I don't think we've done that effectively enough. The second thing is we really need to focus more than Thrive has on serious mental illness. We know that over half of the folks at Rikers are struggling with mental health issues. 1 out of 5 serious mental health. These are the folks that we're seeing on our streets. This is why we have twice as many homeless in our shelters and our streets, individuals, than we had when Mayor de Blasio became mayor. And what we have to do is create what's called a coordinated entry system. I worked with cities across the country to do this. Every time someone leaves Rikers or the mental health wing of one of our hospitals, right now they're falling through the cracks, ending up on the streets or in shelter and not getting the help they need. Instead, when you direct them to what's called supportive housing, it's permanent housing that has on-site mental health counseling, it has substance abuse services, all of those things that they can get. It saves their lives. And you know what else, Rosanna and Lori? It actually saves money as well. We're spending $3 billion a year right now on hotels and shelters to try to put a giant Band-Aid on this problem. When you actually solve it by supportive housing, you not only save lives, you save money as well. And that's why we made so much progress when I led the strategy here in the city and for President Obama.
So let me just ask you, as we mentioned, there is a new poll out today. You are in the bottom quarter of the polling, and you know, with ranked choice voting going to happen in June, people are confused by that. At some point, will you sit down with your strategists and talk about whether you could be possibly a spoiler to this race?
Well, look, let's be clear who's actually leading this race. By a long margin, it's undecided at this point. No one has even 20% of the first choice vote. So it is clearly a wide open race. And what I'll say is I'm getting a lot of support, not just on first choice, but also on second and third choice votes that makes me optimistic. And most importantly, what I hear from New Yorkers every day is they want change. They absolutely know that the city needs to go in a different direction. They want someone from outside the political status quo like me, but they also deeply want experience. 75% of New Yorkers say experience is really important to them.
How do you think
and I'm
you'll
the
vote
only
for the
candidate that brings both change and deep experience.
What's your top 3 when you go into the voting booth? Besides Sean Donovan, who's number 2, who's number 3?
Well, as I said, I've been supportive of the civil rights work that Maya Wiley has done for a long time, and so I'm there. But look, the other thing I would say about this poll that's absolutely clear, the number one issues that come through are housing and homelessness. And if New Yorkers want to solve the issues we have around housing and homelessness, there's nobody who's better prepared to do that than I am. And so that's the thing that I'm most focused on is the New Yorkers are just starting to focus in on this race. The largest share of them are undecided at this point. And those are the folks that, when they're focused on housing, on homelessness, on someone who's led again and again through crisis, through Sandy, in the wake of 9/11, in the mortgage crisis, I've been called on again and again by Mayor Bloomberg and by President Obama to lead in the moments of crisis that have hurt New Yorkers the most.
Well,
and
yeah,
this is a moment we need somebody who will bring compassion and competence back to City Hall.
Next debate's June 2nd, right?
That's right.
So you got to figure out how to make it resonate to the voters.
Well, you know what resonated with me was that Earth, Wind, and Fire song I heard a little earlier.
Which
I know
one?
you were
Because
celebrating
Lori and
my
I-
very first
Which
concert of my life at Madison Square Garden was Earth, Wind, and Fire. So how's that for a pick-me-up for our day?
All right.
Nice to see you, Sean Donovan. Thank you so much for coming on Good Day.
Great to be with you. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks.